Hi, my name is Kevin Limiti. I'm the city government reporter with KDH. And I'm here with Mayor Debbie Nash-King. How you doing, Mayor?
I'm doing fine, and you, sir?
Pretty good. So you wanted to talk about some of the first responders items that are on the agenda this coming Tuesday.
Yes, sir. That is so important to me because out of our $24 million budget, the first responders take up 61.4% of that budget. Rightfully so, because they're out there protecting our lives. So it comes with the personal protective equipment inspection, clean, and repair contract, and that is $102,511. So when they go out to a fire, their equipment has to be cleaned, and that includes their trousers, their boots, helmets, and gloves. And it keeps firefighters from getting hurt during a fire and other risks because, as you know, different chemicals, something may explode. So having the best equipment, that is important. Also, the purchase of our medical supplies for the fire department operations. In our vehicles, our ambulance, and also our apparatus vehicles, we do have medical supplies. And the apparatus vehicles can be as a firefighting engine or also a medical equipment service. That's also on the agenda, and that cost will not exceed $200,000, and that's a service agreement. We have 10 frontline vehicles, and we have 4 in reserve. And you need to have a special maintenance technician that works on fire vehicles, and so that's why the cost is it won't exceed $200,000. And also the purchase of personal protective equipment, which will not exceed $264,645. And according to the National Fire Protection Association, they have to have new uniforms and they have to be protective uniforms. And so the fire department does 22%, and that will consist of 55 full sets of uniforms and also other items for uniforms that have been damaged. And then our police departments, and that's the purchase of police uniforms and the duty gear. And the duty gear can consist of the handcuffs, the holsters, and other items that go with the gear that they have. And then the purchase of the police equipment and ammunition is not to exceed over $38,000, and that is the ammo. They have the long guns where you have to have the sling. Also for that, they have special bullets for SWAT team, and then their ballistic vests to protect them from someone harming them. And the city of Killeen is always recruiting and looking for police officers and also firefighters to join our team. And their equipment is special equipment in their vehicles, and that's why 61.4% of our $244 million budget the first responders take, because it's very important to us to keep our city safe. But the most important thing to me that will be on the agenda, we have 37 youth advisor commissioners, and they're from the grade 8 to 12 graders, KISD students. They will be getting sworn in on this Tuesday. So those are some of the items that the city council will be voting on come this Tuesday, and we're hoping that you come out and be a part of that conversation and learn more about city government and what the city council is doing at this time with your taxpayer money.
And the Killeen Police Department, of course, is also having a town hall on Thursday, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. They will be having a town hall on Thursday, and it will be at Grace Christian Center. And it's important that you come out and meet our new police chief, which is Chief Lopez. He has done an extraordinary job since he has been here. So he's very focused on our comprehensive plan, community engagement. And also our fire department just had an open house, and it was a big turnout.
And so we ran a story on Sunday, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before, on civility in the council, city council, people maybe coming up, maybe being somewhat derisive, somewhat maybe even berating. I've heard some people say harassing, but what is your viewpoint when all that sort of came to head last Tuesday, and a lot of people spoke about that situation?
I think it's very important for residents to get involved and share their concerns. Give comments. Constructive criticism, I do not have a problem with. The problem I have is when you come before the council and it's just some untruths that individuals may say. And I don't see the council using their cell phones. I mean, I heard people say that. I haven't seen it because I'm really focused on the meeting. I'm really just trying to keep the meeting moving in the right direction. And when you disrupt the meeting, it's not hurting me. You're hurting the individuals that are at home that's watching it. You're hurting the individuals that's in the audience that came out to try to learn more about the government. So to try to disrupt the meeting just for the sake that I have the First Amendment on my side, which is true. Everyone has the freedom of speech. But you also have the responsibility to be careful on what you say, because it can offend not only the individuals that's out in the audience by wasting their time, you can offend the individuals at home.
Yeah, that makes sense. So last week they did pass a motion of direction for the homeless shelter, giving $350,000 of ARPA funds, earmarking that for the homeless shelter. Would you say that that was a good direction for the council to go toward in terms of trying to fund the homeless shelter? Do you think there's anything else that they could be doing?
I think the council made it clear this past Tuesday on where they stand with the homeless shelter. The vote, in my opinion, if I was a person that was voting, and as most people know, a lot of items that the council vote on, I do not vote on it. I only vote when there's a tie. And that's very seldom that I have the opportunity to vote. But I think it's more so about the residents. We have a lot of nonprofit organizations within the city, and one of the council members stated that each nonprofit has a board, and I feel that the board is responsible for fundraising. But when the board does not produce, and then it falls on the city. And I've always said that the individuals that reside in the homeless shelter are a part of our community. So the question was, they found out in July, we have not completed the budget. So that was a concern of mine, why you didn't raise the red flag then while we were in the process of the budget along with Bell County. They were in the process. So to give money to support the homeless shelter, we were their only hope. We could have used the funds for other projects, but I think the council made the right decision to assist the homeless shelter and to ensure that the residents had a place to stay.
Okay. Anything else you're looking forward to at the next meeting?
Well, I'm just looking forward to having a smooth meeting, that everyone followed the guidelines. Some of the concerns is that you have to fill out the form prior to the meeting. And the reason we need that is because we only have one person, and that's our secretary. She's in charge of taking the minutes, ensuring that the time is correct, that how the council vote. And the concern is that, well, if I show up late, then I should be able to put in my form. Well, if a resident know, and I have said this before, you're going to show up late for a meeting, if you just call the city prior to it and leave your name, then I will fill the form out for you, whatever item you would like to speak on. So when you get there, you don't have to interrupt the secretary, because we only have one person doing the job for two. I will already have your form. If you do not show up, no problem. Well, at least you can call the city staff if you know you're gonna be late for a council meeting or a workshop. Give them your name and what item you would like to talk about on citizen comment. Citizen comment means that you have to speak on items on the agenda. A citizen petition is something that you have to turn in to the city secretary a week prior, or two, depending on what's on the item you want to talk about. Everything we do has to fall in the Open Meeting Act. So I am about solutions, solution focus. When you come to a meeting, it should be about the agenda items. You give your comments, your criticism, your recommendations. Great. And once that 4 minutes is up, if you want an extra minute, I will ask the council. The council is gonna say yes or no. And if they say no, I would hope that you will respect the council decision and just please take your seat. If not, then that's when the disruptions come into play. And I am a leader that I don't believe in trying to put people out of a council meeting, because if you take the time every Tuesday to show up and you come up and give your opinion every Tuesday, that means that you want to be heard. It's still left up to the council to make that decision. Then please take your seat, because then you're disrupting. I will give you the option to take a time to cool off, and then we can get back and start the meeting. Is it fair to the individuals that's in the audience? Probably not, or the ones that are at home. But the council meetings are designed to put out information, to make decisions concerning the tax dollars of the residents, and to move our city forward. That's why I want to challenge everyone. Start coming to the city council meetings. Read our comprehensive plan, which is Killeen 2040 plan. This is how the city is moving forward. Without you, we won't be able to move our city forward, because your input is valuable. And we trust that you trust us to make the decisions for you. And if you cannot attend the council meetings, you have options. And those options are, if you have a problem with a department, it could be water, it could be sewer, it could be garbage or the sidewalk. You can go on our website, www.killeentexas.gov, and you can send an email directly to the department. Even if it's an agenda item that you may have a question for, you can also send that to the staff, to your district rep, and we have 4 district reps, and we have 3 at-large council members, or you can send it to me. And then we can answer your question either prior to the meeting or at the meeting. But we have so many ways for residents to stay connected to us that we can help you, we can assist you. But to show up at a council meeting and demanding answers when we may not even have the answer to your question, or we have already answered that question more than once. And some people do not like the answer to the question, which can cause a very chaotic situation in a council meeting. So we're hoping that our residents will work with the council. We can all get on one accord, and we can work together to make Killeen a better place for everyone.
All right, well, let's leave it there. Mayor Debbie Nash-King, thank you very much. This is Kevin Limiti with KDH News. Thank you very much.
Thank you.